He looks at the increased risk of breast cancer that is attributable to HRT, and then he puts that into the context of the increased risk of breast cancer that you can see with being overweight or obese or having a high alcohol intake. And actually, it's much higher with those things than it is with HRT.
It's about perspective, isn't it?
Yeah.
It kind of gives you that perspective. I think there's a narrative sometimes that, well, there's no increased risk. And I don't think that's true. And certainly the evidence wouldn't suggest that. But it's about having that discussion of where the benefit versus that risk lies.
Absolutely.
Is it true to say, just from an oncology, like from your kind of science perspective, if you like, is it true to say that in terms of HRT, it doesn't seem to be what they call an initiator. So it doesn't sort of make you make abnormal cells, but it can promote the growth of abnormal cells if they're there. Is that
Absolutely.
true?
Because as I said, most breast cancers are hormone responsive. And women very commonly, when I tell them that they have a hormone responsive breast cancer, when we're having that first conversation, they often ask me, does that mean I was making too much estrogen in my body? And I say, no, absolutely not. There's no evidence that women who develop hormone responsive breast cancers are making too much estrogen, or indeed that getting estrogen in from outside is the reason. It's that the breast cancer cells once they develop, have the tendency to grow in response to the estrogen. So when estrogen is present, when a hormone responsive breast cancer develops, it can then act as a factor to encourage growth.